Have you ever truly considered what sleep is? I mean, really thought about it. Your body becomes still. The noise of the day fades away. But does your inner world simply turn off, like a light switch? Or is that quiet a doorway to something else? Think about it. This nightly journey isn't just about resting your bones. It's a deep, inner process that most of us completely miss. What you might call dreams, those fleeting images you can barely hold on to. What if they're not random at all? What if they're simply echoes from a much deeper conversation your inner self is having? Ancient wisdom has long taught that sleep isn't an absence, it's a different kind of presence. And honestly, our modern view of it as just downtime might be the single biggest thing holding us back, because the truth is quite simple. Sleep is not about shutting down, it's about returning home to yourself. So tonight, as you rest, remember this simple idea. My inner world is my path. If you feel this, if this makes sense deep down, I invite you to write that in the comments. A small way to set an intention. My inner world is my path. If you're interested in exploring this inner landscape together, you can join this community. Subscribe and we can continue to walk this path one step at a time. Now, let's look at what we've been taught to ignore about sleep. You could call it the great misunderstanding. We've been told sleep is like a machine powering down for maintenance. We hear that dreams are just the mind sorting through the day's garbage, useless static. We're led to believe that for a third of our lives, we basically cease to be conscious. But a deeper observation shows us something else entirely. In fact, that couldn't be further from the truth. Simply put, the quiet of sleep is when your awareness can finally breathe. It's released from the constant demands of the body, from the eyes and ears and hands. It's free to do its real work. Each night, your awareness embarks on a quiet journey, a journey that makes your busiest day look simple. You visit inner spaces where your own past, present, and future are not so separate. You touch a kind of inner knowledge that the busy, waking mind can't easily access. And here's something worth noticing. You are not alone in this process. You connect with a deeper part of yourself, that inner teacher you rarely hear during the day. But then the alarm rings. The world rushes back in, and a veil of forgetting falls over everything. Why does this happen? Well, think of it this way. If you remembered the sheer depth of your inner world every morning, how could you possibly focus on tying your shoes or making breakfast? It might be too much. The forgetting is a kind of protection, but it also keeps us from understanding who we really are. Most people go their whole lives feeling like they're just this body, this one story. But some of us, people like you, start to get curious about what lies beneath the surface. And the first step is to simply notice the different landscapes within. The first inner space is the river of your past. Have you ever had a dream where you're in a strange place, yet it feels completely familiar, like you've walked those streets before? Or you meet people you know, even though you've never seen their faces. You're not just making things up. Your awareness is simply wading into the deep stream of its own history. All the experiences, all the patterns, all the lessons you've ever learned flow in this river. It's in this space that your deeper self can see the whole story, not just today's page. It sees the connections between the challenges you face now and patterns you've carried for a very long time. It understands why some things are so difficult and where the knots were first tied. This is not just watching a movie. Your awareness is actively looking for wisdom, for things that can help you walk your path more clearly today. Sometimes, little pieces of this wash up on the shore of your waking mind as a dream. That strange fascination with a certain time in history, the pull you feel toward a country you've never visited. These aren't just quirks. They are echoes from that deep river. It shows you the ground you grew from, the soil that holds the roots of who you are today. Seeing this clearly allows you to understand why your tree has grown in its particular way. It's just the first place you visit, because there's another space where you look at the branches that are yet to grow. The next inner space is like a quiet crossroads. Think of it as a place where you can see all the potential paths ahead. This may seem strange, but just notice. Have you ever woken up with a strong feeling about something that was about to happen? Had a dream about meeting a new person, only to run into them the next week? It's not magic. Your awareness, in its stillness, was simply looking ahead at the different roads you might take. In this space, time doesn't run in a straight line. The seeds you plant today can be seen as the trees of tomorrow. Your inner self can quietly observe how your current choices might ripple outwards. More than that, your awareness works with your deepest wisdom to choose the paths that are best for your growth. You are not a leaf blown about by the wind. You are an active gardener of your own life. Your inner self might see that staying on a difficult path now will lead to great strength later on. It might understand that a certain choice will bring a person into your life who will teach you something important. Sometimes, a warning might surface, a dream that feels unsettling, pointing to a rock on the path ahead. This isn't a scary prediction. It's a quiet reminder from yourself to yourself. It's just a loving tap on the shoulder, saying, be aware. Maybe choose another way. Other times, you wake up filled with a feeling of purpose, an image of something you could create, a goal you could reach. These aren't fantasies. They are whispers of encouragement from that crossroads of what's possible. All those chance meetings and moments of perfect timing in your life, maybe they're not chance at all. Perhaps they were quietly arranged in this inner space when you were listening most closely. And this brings us to a very deep place. A place where you can connect with those you love who are no longer in physical form. I want to hear about your experience with this. Have you ever had dreams that feel like more than just dreams? Visits from people you've lost. A sense of peace that seemed to come from beyond your own mind. Please share in the comments. When we speak about these things, we help each other recognize that this life is deeper than it seems. This third inner landscape is the bridge of connection. Have you ever dreamt of someone who has passed on and it felt so real? They looked healthy, happy. You talked, and you woke up with a feeling of peace, like you had truly just been with them. Listen to that feeling. It wasn't just your mind playing tricks. That was a true meeting in the quiet space where love connects us all. Here, physical death is not a wall, but a doorway into a different kind of presence. Your grandmother, your friend, they are not gone. Their awareness simply has a new form. And in the stillness of your sleep, your awareness can cross that bridge and sit with them. These meetings are important. The people who have passed on often want to share their love, their peace, to let you know they're all right. At the same time, you bring them comfort. You share your life and remind them they are not forgotten. A relationship doesn't end, it simply changes. And it's in this space you learn that death isn't an ending, it is a continuation. In this space, the ones you miss can become your greatest teachers. A parent who was difficult in life might now offer you unconditional love. A friend gone too soon may share a wisdom they couldn't see before. These quiet meetings slowly remove our fear of our own passing. Because we learn, night after night, that we are more than just a body. We are a presence that continues. Now, think about problem solving. Where do your best ideas come from? The fourth inner space is the mind's own workshop. Have you ever wrestled with a difficult problem all day, gone to sleep, and woken up with the answer right there, crystal clear? Or have you ever had a brilliant idea just pop into your head in a dream? That's not an accident. Your awareness was at work in this quiet workshop, a place where you can look at a problem from all sides without the pressure and noise of the day. In this workshop, your mind isn't limited by what it already knows. It can access a deeper, more universal intelligence, a quiet wellspring of insight. Many of humanity's greatest discoveries started this way. A scientist has a dream and suddenly understands a complex formula. An artist dreams of a melody and wakes up to write it down. But you don't have to be a genius to use this space. Your own inner self uses it every night to sort through daily challenges. Your mind might be gently trying out different ways to have a difficult conversation. It might be exploring new paths for your work that you haven't considered. It might find simple solutions to money troubles or health issues, things your stressed mind couldn't see. Sometimes you wake up with exact steps. Do this, say that. Other times it's just a feeling, a quiet confidence that a solution exists. And that's enough. Your mind has done the heavy lifting while you rested, and now the path forward feels a little lighter. The fifth space is the wellspring of renewal. We all know sleep is healing. A cut heals faster. A heavy heart feels lighter after a night of deep rest. But ancient wisdom suggests this is more than just physical repair. In the deep quiet, your awareness is actively part of a profound healing process. A process that goes to the very root of our struggles. In this healing space, your own inner wisdom knows exactly what needs attention. Some nights it focuses on the body, mending and restoring it. Other nights, the work is on an emotional level, gently washing away old grief, untying knots of fear and trauma. Other times, it brings clarity to a confused mind. Think of it like letting a jar of muddy water sit still. Eventually, the dirt settles, and the water becomes clear again. This is what sleep does for your mind. But this process isn't just for you. Your inner self is connected to everyone you love. In this healing space, you can do work that helps your whole family. You might be gently helping to soothe a pattern of anxiety that has been passed down through generations. Or you may simply be holding a space of peace for humanity as a whole. You learn not just to be healed, but to be a source of healing yourself. And finally, the sixth and perhaps deepest inner space. It's the quiet room where you can meet your inner teacher. Everyone has access to this deep, guiding wisdom within themselves. It's like an old, wise master who has been with you always, watching over your journey, quietly arranging experiences that will help you grow. Most of the time, during the busy day, we can't hear this voice. It's a whisper, but during the quiet of sleep, your awareness can sit down and have a direct conversation. In this space, your deepest self reviews your life path. It helps you understand the lessons you're learning. It reminds you of the challenges you chose to face to become stronger. Your inner teacher might suggest a new path that will help you grow, or arrange for you to meet a person who will become your next great teacher. It is also here that you understand how you can be of service to others. Perhaps you take on the role of a friend, a parent, or a caregiver. You do it not as a burden, but as a path to grow your own heart. The guidance you receive here might come back as a clear thought when you wake up, or it might be more subtle. You just find yourself drawn to new things, feeling a pull to help in ways you hadn't before. You don't need to remember the meeting. The wisdom becomes part of you. So now you see the incredible journey that happens every night. And this brings us to a gentle challenge. How do you bring the wisdom and healing from your inner world into your daily life? That veil of forgetting protects your mind, but it can also keep you from the gifts of your nightly journey. The key is simple. Approach your sleep with a gentle intention and a quiet curiosity. Before you sleep tonight, don't demand anything. Simply state a quiet intention. May I remember what is helpful? Or may I receive the healing I need? Just ask and then let it go. Trust the process. When you wake up, just lie still for a few moments. Don't grab your phone. Don't jump into the day. Just breathe and notice. Notice how you feel. Notice any lingering images or feelings from your dreams. You might keep a journal nearby, but focus more on the feeling than the story. What was the mood? The sense. The most important guidance often comes as a quiet knowing, not a detailed movie. And above all, trust that quiet knowing that bubbles up. Your logical mind may not understand it. It doesn't have to. The journey is a gradual one. Be patient. The goal is not to escape your waking life, but to enrich it with the quiet wisdom you gather every single night. Knowing this changes everything. Tonight, when you lay your head down, you're not just going to bed. You are opening the door to a profound inner journey. More importantly, understanding this transforms your day. When you know your mind is quietly learning and healing at night, you start to trust the small whispers of intuition you hear during the day. When you know you are connecting to your deepest wisdom, you see the meaningful coincidences in your life not as accidents, but as guideposts. When you understand your soul is actively solving problems while you sleep, you can face your daily challenges with a little more ease. You begin to see that this waking life is just one room in a much larger house, a beautiful part of a much bigger journey. If this new way of seeing sleep and your inner world is resonating with you, I want to hear about it. Share in the comments how this might change the way you approach rest. And if you are ready to continue this journey of inner clarity, I invite you to subscribe. This is just the beginning. Share this with someone who you think might be ready to see their sleep, not as an escape, but as a journey home. As we finish, let me leave you with this one thought. Sleep is not a void. It is a deep fullness. It is not downtime. It is deep work time. It is not an ending of the day. It is a sacred adventure for your spirit. Every night, you are a quiet traveler, an inner student, exploring landscapes within yourself. The wisdom you gain, the healing you receive, and the connections you make can guide your entire life. Even if you don't remember the journey, it is still shaping who you become. So now, you can approach sleep as the important, quiet practice it is. When you close your eyes tonight, remember, you are not just turning off your body. You are allowing your deepest self to begin its most important work. A journey to a place where time flows differently, where wisdom is like water, and where you remember the vast, peaceful being you have always been. You are not an ordinary person living an ordinary life. There is nothing ordinary about you or about your sleep. Sweet dreams have a new meaning now, don't they? They are simply echoes of the journey home. Sleep well, traveler. Your inner world is waiting.